My way versus your way. Which is best? Is it my way or is it your way? We're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by turnovercleaningtips.com. This is a website that partners house cleaners with Airbnb hosts. Now, there are very, very few times in cleaning where one way is better than another. But if you are in the Airbnb industry and you work for an Airbnb host, their way is the only way that matters, because their way is based on the ratings and reviews that come from their customers that you provide as a cleaning service. So that is one of the very few times where their way is actually best. Check it out at turnovercleaningtips.com. All right, on to today's show. My way or your way? A caller called in and asked a question about dishwashing. Here's her question.
Hi, Angela. I was wondering, which is the better way to wash dishes, with a sponge or with a dishcloth like a handy wipe? Thank you.
All right, is a sponge or a cloth like a handy wipe better than, throwing your dishes in a dishwasher? So the answer is whatever way works best for you. I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but what it comes down to is this. There's no sense splitting hairs if in the end the result is the same. And it's going to take about the same amount of time, the same amount of water, the same amount of soap, whether you use a sponge or a cloth. So it's entirely up to you. You have to figure out a way that works for you, then do it consistently and make a routine out of it and do it over and over and over again. I get asked the question all day, every day, what mop should I use? And people are expecting, because I use mops, that my way is better than their way as far as mopping or as far as the mop itself goes. What's interesting about mops is this. The ergonomics of the mop is different. There are little short mops for shorter people. There are really tall mops for taller people. There are people that like the flathead mops, and there are people that like the spin mops. There are people that, for vacuums, they like the canister mop, and there are other people that prefer the upright. If the end result is the same, which in the vacuuming is a vacuumed floor with no debris and dust on it, the mopped floor is the results are the same, with the clean, shiny floor with no dust and debris on the floor. The dishwashing is the same, with the clean dishes that are all sanitized so that you can eat off of them the next time you cook a meal. The end result is the same. And so the goal in professional house cleaning is we want to find ways to systematize the methods that we choose. And that comes down to the cleaning chemicals and the cleaning supplies that we use, and then the technique that we use. And so is my way better than your way? Maybe not. Maybe you have a way that is better than my way, right? The key is to figure out something that works for you and then do it systematically over and over and over. So I love the question, but it's really going to depend. And every homeowner that does their own cleaning has to find their own way as well. Because you might have, and this is where it gets really interesting, you might have an 8-year-old that's willing to help with the dishes. And so they may have a way that includes pulling a chair up to the kitchen counter, standing on that chair, and then washing the dishes. Whereas as they are older, they no longer need the chair, so the system changes. And so the system might keep changing based on different needs of your home or your family, or the age and skill level of your children, for example. It might be that you have elder parents come to live with you, and then the systems change all over again. So you might always wash your dishes before you go to bed at night, but then if you're putting elder mom to bed, you might end up washing the dishes first thing in the morning. So it's not that one way is better than another. What matters is that you find a way that works for you. All right, I hope that helps just a little bit. I'm not trying to be vague in my answer, but every situation is a little bit different, and every situation has its own level of expertise based on the scenarios that encompass that particular situation. All right, I hope it helps. If it does, please pass this on to a friend. If we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.